Hi guys, it's Diana here. I'm here to sew the Everyday Tee by Ellie and Mac, and I am so excited about this one. This is super easy. It's going to be such an easy sew, and it's super easy, quick, and cute. So we're going to get started. I already cut out my neckband, and I cut out my two back pieces because it's not cut on the fold. It's cut two mirrored images, and then my front piece, and that is cut on the fold, so it's just a whole piece. It's upside down. Okay, so I'm really excited. So we're gonna get started. So I've got my back pieces. So I'm gonna put them right sides on top of each other. So here's my one side. And I'm gonna place the other one right on top. This is the back side. This is the back seam. We're making the back seam right here. So I'm putting them right on top of each other. And I'm gonna go ahead and pin and serge. Now I'm using a serger, but you can use your zigzag stitch on your machine, or a stretch stitch, or a serger. It's up to you, whatever you want to use. So I'm going to go ahead and do that on here. I love making this because they're so quick and easy, but they're so cute. So I love making everyday tees. And they're so easy to wear too. You can just wear them with anything. Very comfy and cute. Okay, so I serged that part off. Oh, they were my scissors. Go ahead and get them. There we go. Okay, so I serged that part together. So now the back is put together. Now we're going to move on to shoulder seams. So I'm going to open up my back and place it face up. Here are my shoulder seams. Go ahead, give it a little bit of a steam back here in the back. Okay, and so now I'm going to grab my front, and I'm going to place the shoulder seams right on top of each other. So they're right sides facing up. Right sides facing each other, I mean. So go ahead and match up the shoulder seams. And pin. This fabric is it's a little bit flimsy, so it tends to come apart. You know, some fabrics are easier to work with than others. I'd say this fabric is pretty easy to work with. It's just you have to make sure that you pin it right. And when you're working with these type of fabrics that don't like to stick to each other, you want to make sure that when you're serging both the top and the bottom together, because sometimes this flimsy part will go and then you're serging, you made a serge line, and then the bottom and the top are not together. So then when you open it, there's a gapping hole. You don't want to do that. So just make sure that you pay attention to that when you're serging, because that happens to me every once in a while. So now we're serging the top shoulder seam together. One side, now we're going to the other, and like we're literally almost done with this top. It's that easy. So easy. Such a nice quick project. It's one of those that like when you're done you're like, oh man, I made a shirt so quickly. Okay, so shoulder seams are done. Now this next step, you can take it if you want, or you can skip, is really up to you. If you want, you can go ahead and open up your shirt, and where your sleeves are gonna go, you can fold those, your hem, do your hem, and just press it. And so that way it'll give, and don't hem it yet, but just press it so it'll give it a little so a memory of a hem. So then when you go back to hem it, the fabric will actually fold neatly. It won't fight you so much once you put it together. But so that's a nice little step that sometimes you can take if you want. But if not, here's the next step, is where we grab the shirt and we're right sides together as usual, and we're gonna pin from the armsicle, from where the arm is, the armpit area, armsicle, all the way down to where the hem is gonna be. So my whole side, we're gonna sew up my whole side. And like literally the sleeves are already in there. So it's kind of nice. You don't even have to worry about sleeves. So easy. So we're going all the way down. Reason why you see my pins all the way out here is because I don't like to remove them as I'm serging, so I kind of put them out. But if you do that, you have to make sure that your fabric is together when you're serging, because then you don't want to have that one fabric, like I said earlier, flip under you, and then you're done serging and you're like, no, I did all this work for nothing. Happens to me all the time. No, it doesn't happen all the time. It happens less now because I'm more careful than before, but it still happens sometimes when I'm being like, oh, I'm just gonna sew real quick, and I do it real quickly and then don't pay attention. And in my mind, I'm like, oh man, I know I'm gonna miss it. I know I'm gonna miss it, and I just do it, and then I'm like, oh, I knew I was gonna miss it. So always make sure that your fabric is under there. And here we go. I'm just serging all the way around to where my sleeve is. That was one side. And now I'm going to the other side. And doing the same thing, just serging it all the way around. See right here, kind of came apart a little bit, so I want to make sure that they're together. Make sure that they're together, because don't want to have a hole. Sorry. I really need to cut my nails. They're kind of getting long, so it's kind of hard to work with. Do you cut your nails short when you work, when you're sewing, or do you keep them long? I find that my nails grow pretty quick, and so I find that if they get to be a certain length, then they get in my way. So I'm actually going to do them today, as today I'm going to change my polish color to a more polished color. But yes, I love doing my nails not as much as I love sewing, but it's one of those things. Okay, so basically my top is all put together. Like, this is it. I'm done. That took me 8 minutes, and that was me talking to you guys. Okay, awesome, right? All we need to do now is my neckband. So to do the neckband, we've got the neckband here, and I'm gonna go ahead and fold it right sides together, and I'm gonna serge, right sides together. This fabric is rolling. And I'm going to serge the edges, and I know that I kind of went on my my selvage right there, but I'm gonna serge that off. So that's why I was like, it's okay. And I'm gonna have to do that again because my fabric did that flimsy thing it does sometimes, and it came up, so I gotta do it one more time. There we go. It came up and then it didn't catch. Okay, so now my neckband is done. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to fold it like a hot dog, wrong sides together. I'm pinning the back seam where I just serged together, and I'm folding it like a hot dog, but I need to make sure that, especially on a fabric like this that's rolling, you want to give it a good steam so it stays together. and it doesn't roll out of place for you when you're trying to serge it on to the neck, because that will be bad, because then it won't serge on, or you have one side on and one side not. So you want to go ahead and make sure you take care of that. So here it is. This will be the part that probably takes me the longest. Just doing this little part right here real quick. Okay. So I'm steaming it because I want to take my time, because I want to make sure that when I put it on, it doesn't roll, and then I get mad at myself for not doing it in the first place. But you got to make sure too that you pin it once you're done doing this, because, you know, obviously the pins are the ones that are going to do most of the work. Okay, so now that it is steamed, back here is where I have my back seam. So here's my front. So I'm going to mark it. This is going to be my front. So I usually just do a little notch, but you can just pin it. So here's my front. Now we got to quarter it. So we latch those two together, the front and the back, and we go out to one side. And yes, I just licked my finger. Out to one side, and here we have 1/4, and I'm going to pin it. And then we go out to the other side, and here we have the 2/4, which is really the 4/4, right? Because now that I quartered it. Okay. So there it is. So now I'm going to do the exact same thing to the top, because we know that the back seam is going to be the back seam, obviously, but we got to find the front. So we just go out from the shoulder seams all the way out to the front, and that's our front seam. And then we match the back seam with our front, where we just notched it, and we go out to one side, because it's not, the sleeve is not the half. So we want to make sure that we mark the right spot, or the neckband is not going to fit evenly. And so that's one step that you need to take when you're doing neckbands. So you just quarter the neckband. Now, on the outside of the neckband, we're going to attach on the outside of the shirt, we're going to attach our neckband. So here it is, neckband. And matching up the back seam of the neckband with the back seam of the shirt. I can cut this tail off because it's going to get serged on. And so then I'm going to the next one. I just want to make sure that this neckband is a little bit crooked, so I want to make sure it's even. I don't want it to be crooked when I finish it. There we go. When I steamed it, it went down a little bit, so I was just fixing that. Okay, so here is my next point. It's right here, found it. So you're gonna match those up, the points that you made, the quarter of the neck of the shirt with the quarter of the neckband. Then I'm going to the front. And then last but not least, make sure it's not twisted. Sometimes a neckband tries to twist, especially when you have flimsy fabric. You want to make sure that you're doing it right side. Now, when I serge the neckband on, I always make sure the neckband is facing up, so that way I can see how much I'm serging off, and that way I don't mess up the neckband. And always make sure that you've got 3 fabrics. The 2 pieces of the neckband, the back and the front of the neckband, and the shirt. So you're not like, oh, but afterwards you only cut 2. You cut 4 because you cut a little another piece of the shirt. I've done that before. You don't want to do that. And then I just grab it and serge. Here goes the next section. And guys, we're almost done. So you just have to pull that neckband just a little bit, not very much. And if it's rolling, make sure you fix that a little bit, because you don't want to eat the whole neckband just because it rolled a little bit. Almost there, and we're literally almost done with this top. I'm so excited. Like I said, you can never have too many everyday tees. I should have just cut out a couple more, and then that way I'd just put them together real quick. Alright, so now I just got to steam that neckband a little bit, and it's all done. Woo. My scissors just fell out the back. Okay, here we go. My shirt is literally done. I will have to tuck this tail in, and then I just need to hem my sleeves. We're just gonna do a hem on my sleeves and a hem at the bottom of my shirt. But other than that, my top is done. Well, I hope you enjoyed this sew along, and it's so quick and easy, and I know you can do it. Please post any one of your makes on our Facebook page, on Ellie at Mac Facebook, and we'd love to see it. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.